Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we'll be diving deep into a fault code that can be a real headache for heavy equipment operators and technicians. SPN 157 FMI-18. If you've ever seen this code pop up, you know it means there's an intermittent issue with the engine speed signal. This can cause all sorts of problems, from poor engine performance and stalling to a complete no-start situation. It's frustrating because intermittent means it's not always there, making it tricky to diagnose. So, what exactly is going on when this code appears? SPN 157 points to the engine speed signal, which is a critical piece of information for your engine's control module, or ECM. The ECM needs to know how fast the engine is spinning to correctly time fuel injection, control ignition, and manage a whole bunch of other parameters. FMI 18 specifically tells us that the signal is considered intermittent or incorrect. This means the ECM is getting a signal, but it's dropping out, fluctuating wildly, or just doesn't make sense compared to other sensor readings. It's like trying to have a conversation with someone on a bad cell connection. You get bits and pieces, but not the full, clear picture. So, where do we start looking for the cause? The most common culprits for an intermittent engine speed signal are wiring issues and sensor problems. Let's break it down. First, the wiring harness. Heavy equipment operates in harsh environments. Vibrations, extreme temperatures, moisture, and dirt can all take a toll on the wiring. Look for any signs of physical damage. Are there any spots where the harness is rubbing against a bracket or the engine block? Check for chafed wires, melted insulation near hot exhaust components, or corroded connectors. A single loose pin or a bit of corrosion in a connector can be enough to disrupt the signal intermittently. Don't just give it a quick glance. Really get in there and wiggle the harness while the engine is running, if it's safe to do so. Sometimes, a slight movement is all it takes to make the problem appear or disappear. Next up is the engine speed sensor itself. There are typically two main speed sensors on an engine: a crankshaft position sensor and a camshaft position sensor. SPN 157 usually relates to the primary engine speed sensor, which is often the crankshaft sensor. These sensors are magnetic, and they can get contaminated with metal debris over time. Pull the sensor out and inspect it. Is the tip covered in a paste of metallic dust? If so, clean it off thoroughly. This debris can interfere with its ability to generate a clean signal. Also, check the air gap between the sensor and the reluctor wheel, or tone ring. If the gap is too large or too small, it can cause a weak or erratic signal. The manufacturer's service manual will have the exact specification for this gap. While the sensor is out, it's a good idea to inspect the reluctor wheel as well. Look for any damaged, bent, or missing teeth. Even a small imperfection on the tone ring can cause the ECM to misinterpret the engine's speed, triggering that FMI 18 code. It's less common, but it definitely happens. Another thing to consider is the sensor's internal health. You can often test the sensor's resistance with a multimeter to see if it falls within the manufacturer's specified range. If it's out of spec, it's time for a replacement. So, to recap your diagnostic steps for SPN 157, FMI 18, start with a thorough visual inspection of the wiring harness for any damage, corrosion, or loose connections. Pay close attention to connectors. Next, remove and inspect the engine speed sensor for metal debris and proper installation. Clean it and check the air gap. While you're there, inspect the reluctor wheel for any damage. If all of that looks good, you'll want to move on to more advanced electrical checks, like testing the sensor's resistance and performing a wiggle test on the harness while monitoring the signal with the diagnostic tool. By following these steps methodically, you can track down that frustrating intermittent issue and get your machine back to running smoothly. That's all for today's fault code breakdown. I hope this guide helps you the next time you're faced with an SPN FMI-18. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more heavy equipment diagnostic tips. Drop a comment below if you've ever fought with this code and what the solution was. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.